Hey, welcome to the STR Unfiltered podcast. I'm Bill Faith, your host. Welcome. And today we're going to talk about interior designers. This will be an unpopular opinion by many designers. And this is not everybody, but there are a lot of interior designers that take advantage of you, their potential client. And I just want to educate you on the bullshit that happens by a lot of them. It's not everyone. So the ones that are going to send me hate messages and DMs, they're the ones that are out there to screw you. Just FYI. And that's what I want to eliminate. This is the SCR Unfiltered podcast. It's no holds barred. So I'm going to share with you kind of some of the things. I'm going to use Minoan as an example. If you're not familiar with a Minoan experience, you should be. They are absolutely freaking amazing. They are a marketplace, a GPO to where you can go and buy furnishings, everything you need for interior design, from pots and pans and silverware to bedding, to all the different types of stuff. And you can save up to 40% by buying directly from them. So if you're not educated about these types of marketplaces, or when interior designers go to North Carolina to go to marketplace, or when they go and procure their stuff, one of the reasons they want to buy everything is because not only are you paying them a fee, which is, and most of them don't even do a flat fee. It's usually a percentage of your budget, which that again, I think is bullshit. And this is just my opinion. I think there should be a flat fee for services rendered. They should estimate how much time, effort, goodwill, whatever is going to go into intellectual property, their design concepts, into doing your property, whether it's a 1 or 2 bedroom condo or a 10 bedroom house. And if they can't do it within that scope of work, then they don't really know their capabilities. But you should know exactly what you are going to be paying up front. So you should be allowed to set the budget. You should pay a flat fee. And then you should have a very clear, crystal clear and concise contract of the goods that are going to be delivered. So some things to be on the lookout for is who's receiving, where's everything going to be shipped to, who is ordering, who's going to stage, who's putting the Adirondack chairs together, who's putting the beds together, who's staging. If somebody's going to order remotely, is travel included if you want that designer to come and to stage everything once it's delivered to your property? How does everything work? We want to be very detailed as the buyer to make sure that we understand. So that's my purpose of this. I'm not saying all designers are bad, but as within anything, whether it's website building, marketing, coaches, or influencers like what I am, there's a reason I give a fucking money back guarantee on almost everything that I do. Because if you don't like it, if it's not for you, then you can cancel. You should have the opportunity to test. It's like with Market My STR. There's a reason we give you a 14-day free trial. Go in, test it. If you don't like it, then you can leave and go to HubSpot or something else that's way more expensive. So back to Minoan. My wife is an interior designer. I go all the way back to when I built websites. I built over 1,500 websites. Never once did I own the hosting. Never once did I say, hey, website buyer, my client, I need you to transfer your domain name to me and I'm going to host it for you. Or give me access to your GoDaddy account, because I didn't want to host, because that's all BS, right? There's an automated plugins for WordPress that'll do all the plugin updates and that type of stuff. And these people are charging $30, $40, $50 a month to host. So when I built over 1,500 websites, I made sure the owner owned their domain. The owner owned everything. They owned the SSL certificate, all of that type of stuff, and walk them through what they needed to do. And we'd always be there to help them if they have any questions, but there's no reason to pay me $50 a month to host your website. That is an old school, small-minded business mentality. And that really frustrated me and upsetted me, because what would happen is the website developer or the marketing agency that would take over all those assets. We've got to own your Facebook. We got to own your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your website, all that type of stuff. In our proprietary platform, there's nothing proprietary. It's bullshit. And they would hold that. The bad ones would hold that stuff when you tried to cancel, and they would try to screw you. So going through those types of experiences is what leads me to these people that reach out to me, that just happened when I woke up this morning. And that's why I'm a little bit fired up on this rant about someone getting screwed by their interior designer. And this person is a pretty well-known interior designer, and she has screwed a lot of people. And I'm not going to say her name yet. I might in the future if she continues to do it, and make it very public. but it's something that does not sit well with me. And I believe, this is just my belief, that there should be a transparent relationship that is mutually beneficial for both parties. That means everything needs to be spelled out crystal clear in a contract. That means that literally, in my opinion, the designer should be upfront and let their clients know that, like, when you buy something from Minoan, if you go to our house and like couch is 13 grand and there's a 40% discount by purchasing through Minoan, that hey, I'm going to keep that discount. And you have the opportunity to say, what do you mean you're keeping $6,000 off of, a $14,000 couch as a commission? And if they say yes and you're fine with that, then work with them. If they say yes and you're not fine with that, then move on. I helped Bria, my wife, put her plan into place, and she charges a flat fee based on the scope of work. And that can adjust based on, she uses Kim Fitzpatrick quite a bit, who's a mastermind member of mine, to go on site, do the receiving, the staging, not really staging, but put everything together. And then Bria will virtually stage or show up for a day or two at the back end to try to save money for the client. And she'll do everything remotely. Then she'll deliver a spreadsheet to the client. And the spreadsheet has multiple options that they can choose from within the design palette, whether it's, two different sets of lamps. Here's the recommended one, or if they like another one for sale. So she's giving the buyer options as well. But within that flat fee, the buyer now gets to go purchase from a place like Minoan and get that 40% discount. The buyer gets the receipt in their name on their credit card. So when they go do a cost segregation study and they end up getting an audit, they have all of those receipts. Most designers that are screwing you by charging you a ridiculous fee on your percentage, the 20, 30% fee, some are 40, then not disclosing to you that they're getting these discounts and taking another percentage. Essentially, they're probably making as much money as you're investing at that point. Then they're purchasing, they have the receipts. They think it's okay to send you a PDF of, scanned receipts. What do you think the IRS auditing agent is going to think about that? Oh, you don't really have any proof that you bought this. Oh, that was a design fee. So there's levels of things you need to consider before you hire a designer. They are not all bad. There are great ones that are out there. There are ones that put the client first. There are bad ones that put themselves first. That's what you need to flesh out before you hire your next designer. You need to know the whole game. And I want you to make sure that you ask the questions. Can I purchase? What are you going to purchase? Do you get discounts? Do I get those discounts? Are those passed on to me? Where do you buy from? A lot of them won't talk about where they buy from, and those are red flags for me. If they're not going to tell you where they typically purchase from, if they're not going to give you the actual receipts that were purchased, if they won't allow you to purchase, just think about, having a sales type conversation with them. For me, that becomes buyer beware. And that feeling that you get in your stomach when you're talking to somebody, do you really truly trust them? It's the same with marketing agencies, it's the same with SEOs, it's the same with website builders, it's the same with cleaners. And a lot of it's so crucial, because it's really, outside of picking a super property, or taking an average property and turning it into a super property, when you turn it into that part, design is a very important element to that, and it's expensive, and it's really easy for a designer to take advantage of you and not deliver exactly what you want. The other thing, when I talk about transparency, is you should have the ability to approve everything that goes into your property. If a designer tells you that this is like, an HGTV show and you're not going to see it until it's done, fuck that. These are the stories that I hear from members in my Build Short-Term Rental Wealth group that turn to me, and it's too late once they've got screwed. You have to know this stuff up front, and there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's only with what you are comfortable with, and if you are uncomfortable even a fraction, you need to find a different designer. There's a lot of great ones that are out there. Tatiana, my wife, Ishida. I mean, there are a lot that I can keep. The list goes on and on. You just need to make sure that who you choose to work with, you trust. That's what I'm telling you. I just want you to be armed with the right information to be able to ask so you can make an educated decision. Thanks for joining me on this episode of STR Unfiltered. Thank you to Market My STR for being our title sponsor. You can go over to marketmystr.com if you're looking for the industry's cheapest, most affordable, easiest to use all-in-one marketing platform. It's marketmystr.com.